So I'm Tim Wire, I'm the operations manager for the team. During the race, I also do our fuel strategy, as well as just kind of coordinate our pit stops and talk to the drivers on the radio. Joe Salin, owner of Salin's Hot Dogs, is one of our drivers. And then there's Joe, Will, and Wayne Nonamaker. Wayne and Will are brothers. Joe is their dad.
So what got me interested in racing is my dad. He has been racing my entire life. He had a Ford Pinto. If you can imagine that, you know, the cars that, you know, if you hit in the rear would explode, that was our car. Amazingly, it was also our home street car as well. We would take it to family vacations. I would climb around the roll cage in the back. So my dad was always racing. You know, he progressed through, raced in a series called the Rabbit series for Volkswagens, and you'd see like 70 of those cars out here running through the turns. It was really cool, and again, that's what we did. We raced as a family, you know. We've raced all levels of racing, you know, all the way from showroom stock basic cars, kind of like we're racing now, to prototypes. So we've done all levels. Our goal has always been, and still will be in the future, is are we having fun doing it? If we're having fun doing it, we're gonna keep doing it.
With the Champ cars, because of the restrictions of the rules, there's only so many adjustments you can make to the car. Like for example, we have just a base Bilstein shock on this car that is not adjustable. So we can try different springs, and you know, that's about all we can do.
So every car is worth a certain amount of points, and modifications are worth a certain amount of points. That's why you see a lot of these cars, how they approach their builds are all different. Boxster is a pretty good chassis, so you know, suspension-wise, it's all factory suspension because it already handles well. We've spent our points elsewhere. You know, other cars maybe they spend more points on power, or you know, so you see a little approach from every different team.
I think the 200 wear rating tires that are a restriction of the series is a huge game changer. It really decreases the cost not only of the tire itself, the amount of time you have to change it, but then also the amount of crew you have to bring with the knowledge too, because you know, you put one of those cars out there on slicks and you've got to have everything perfect for it to handle right, versus these, you got a little more give and take with them.
An endurance race, it takes strategy. The driver has to protect the car. The crew has to do the pit stops.
So in ChampCar, you're required that if you're coming in for fuel, you have to stop for 5 minutes. So you want to time those up if you can, like with a caution or whatever, because it's 5 minutes. You're in there losing laps.
It's very exhilarating and very stressful. And the stressful part isn't so much being out there by yourself, but in particular like this weekend, we're gonna have 80 cars out there of all different speeds and all different experiences. So that's the stressful part, making sure you're still keeping your lap times up while not damaging the car, right? Because you've got 8 hours out there. We're an hour and a half into the race, so in about 30 minutes we're going to have to pit no matter what to get our driver out. So, and of course when we do that, we'll fuel, check everything over at that time.
most pit stops go here, hectic. You plan for one car at a time just so you can give your full attention to it. But in this case, everyone on pit road came in and both cars came at once. Tire pressures look good on the cars. Cars are full of fuel, new drivers in, so not too bad. Just a little cardio on that run, that's all.
The day's going really well. All 4 drivers have just driven so incredible when you have 80 cars on the track like this. You know, you're constantly passing guys, and they've managed that traffic really, really well. We just did a 4-tire stop on both cars, and the crew just did a fantastic job executing that as we did it at the same time.
What places are we in?
Right now we're running P1 and P2 in the race, and it looks like we've got about 2.5 laps up on 3rd. They must have some trouble on their pit stop because we were only about a lap up on them. So yeah, things are going really well, and we're just kind of trying to cruise at this point. So we're standing here on pit road. We finished 1-2 today, which was just an excellent job all around by the team. Right now what ChampCar does is they do post-race tech. So this is essentially where they want to make sure that everything you've claimed on your car is what you said it is, and that nobody has any illegal parts out there. So all the competitors get the opportunity to actually look over each other's cars, as well as the sheets up on the windshield say what's supposed to be claimed on the car. So if somebody sees something they're not happy with, they can always protest it. And it's a good way to keep everybody fair and honest in the series.
So 1 and 2. So in racing, when you get this is like a 1 out of 10 races that you have this, maybe 1 out of 20. So, you learn in the years of racing to cherish these kind of finishes, but, when you look at what we were able to do today, it was 80 cars, there was some really stiff competition, there was only 1 full course yellow, so it was just full green almost the whole time. But I really compliment the crew. I mean, we brought these cars back, there's hardly a scratch on them, but every pit stop, they hit the fuel marks, they hit the tire marks every time. I don't think we wasted 1 second in the pits. The advice I would give anybody is this. You can sit here and say, I'm going to wait until I get the perfect amount of money, or you can say, I'm just going to go out and get it done. Yeah, are you going to be the best? No, but you're out there doing it. And I really say to people, that's the biggest piece, is if you wait until you have enough money, it's going to be too late. So do it and just get it done. Even if it's not perfect, the beauty is in the imperfection of doing it, not in trying to be perfect.